Namaste. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all the dear participants who are present here today. I am Charanya Gurusathya. I am the Artistic Director of Natyashala School of Bharatanatyam from Pune, India. I am also the coordinator of Indian Classical Dancers Association. Taking forward the vision of Sri Gopakumar sir, we are really privileged and we are happy that we are able to be curating and conducting lecture demonstrations since 2020, since the lockdown has been started and the pandemic has really got many of the artists connected globally. Having talked about this, ICDA is having around 8 WhatsApp groups, more than 2,500 dancers in these WhatsApp groups, and more than 17,000 members across in the Facebook channel, and having dancers across the globe. A very warm welcome to our speaker today, Smt.Bhavani Logeswaran. Bhavani is a promising Carnatic vocalist from Malaysia, and she has created her niche for herself in the field of vocal. And her love for music has brought to many gurus in Malaysia and India, and she has studied the Tamil language and Sanskrit under the able guidance of late Master Michael Das. And Srimati Bhavani has had an advanced diploma with Dr. Rukmani Ramani of the renowned Shivan Arts Academy and Srimati Ranjini Swaminathan. She has received 3 awards from the Tirukural Ariviyal Sangam of Chennai, Tenisai Tendril, Isaivani and Ganamrita Kuilini by the Vishwan Nrityodaya. She is a prolific classical vocalist and she has expanded her horizons in music by venturing into contemporary and fusion music. She has also been a nominee for the Bo Cameronian Awards Malaysia for Vocal in the solo category. Apart from being a vocalist, Ms. Bhavani has also done solo vocal recitals over the years. She has studied Hindustani vocals and she is right now a sort of vocalist not only for Bharatanatyam but also for 3 classical dance styles, which is Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi and Mohiniyattam. And she has earned a lot of recognition for her creative work in the field of music. Today, she is performing extensively under the banner of Dhatri Arts, and music is an admiration for her and a unique style of singing which makes us and mesmerizes us when we listen to her. Over to Ms. Bhavani today. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Namaskaram, and love to all. Thank you for having me today. It's a great honor.
Welcome, ma'am. And we will just delve into the first interactive session. It is going to be an interactive session today with Ms. Bhavani. What you could do is, if you have any questions as she's progressing, you can type it on the chat box. Or if you'd like to keep your questions to the end of the session, you can make a note of it and we will address it at the end of the interactive session. So to begin with, could you please give a brief about who are your gurus in Carnatic music? And I also know that you're a dancer as well. So a brief about your artistic background right from your childhood.
Okay, I started my Carnatic vocal lessons, or Padandram they say, when I was about 4 years old. As usual, very sleepy head child who went with parents forcing me. But somehow I simultaneously learnt Bharatanatyam and Sangeetam. So I learnt my Sangeetam lessons from late Mrs. Kulavira Singham, Vijayalakshmi Kulavira Singham. She's no more. And I learnt my Bharatanatyam under Miss Natya Kalarani V. Krishna Kumari teacher, who is a postgraduate diploma holder of Kalakshetra. So I studied Bharatanatyam in the Kalakshetra Vani, and after my Bharatanatyam Arangetram in 1990, I moved on to learn with another famous guru here in Malaysia, Sri Anand, who is a direct disciple of Madam Krishnaveni Lakshmanan and Adayar Lakshman sir, late Adayar sir. So I also learnt Adyar sir's style of dance forms, as well as I had the real gift and bhagyam to study how to sing for most of Adyar Lakshman sir's choreography and traditional items from Nagamani Amma herself, Adyar sir's sister, late sister.
Thank you so much for such a nice introduction. The background, or the hierarchy of teachers itself is making us feel so overwhelmed. Let us directly get into the ability of singing. I'm sure, like how we had a discussion, you said you're going to be presenting a few songs for us. So maybe we could start with one of that, as in how to sing for dance. Is there a specific style to sing for dance? And what is the main significance in terms of singing for dance as well?
Let me share with all of you today when I first went for my first dance program before I left to India to study my diploma. This was in 98. I was very blank. I was not able to. I thought it was just singing, like singing in a kacheri style for music. And I approached my teacher and asked her, "Teacher, how do you sing for dance? Is it like normal talam and all that?" And she told me, "You have to stick to the raga or a tala, just like what you learn in Sangeetam. But for dance, you need to have modulation of voice." Modulation of voice is very, very important, especially because dancers, the whole dance, whether it's traditional nirta or nritya, it is full of bhava, feel. So they have modulations of their jatis and also their lyrical meanings to their song, padams, kirtanams. So when they are dancers are full blast with navarasa. So the voice should show the navarasa, but not the singer's face. So this is the one of the main thing which my teacher taught me. And so over the years I cultivated this practice. For example, if you I will just sing something and show you all, just a small example here. Hold on. Okay, many of you would have known this song, Durge Durge. It's quite a famous song by Madurai and Krishnan. So, the Viritam starts. Parengum potridum parashakti. So, when you sing that line Parashakti, we should not sing in a sense that we prolong the alapana for the dancer to wait so long in her pose. We need to do the alapana and finish the raga structure, but at the same time we should always follow the dancer. And for voice modulation, Chaldamundani, we have to do with force. Samharam Seda Chamuldeshwari. So that part your voice is loud. Then when you say Akhilamellam Potridum Akhilandeshwari, you are softer. Akhilamellam Potridum Akhilandeshwari. Then Dasan Krishnan Paniyum Durga Deviye, we have to show the bhakti in Madurai sorry, not Madurai and Krishnan sir, and Dasan Krishnan Paniyum. Then you bring the big force of Durga. Durga Devi, Durga Devi. Then if when it's a live performance and if the dancer needs a break, we can get the violinist or the veena or the flute to just do a flash of that ragam. Then we start Durge, Durge, Jaya Jaya Durge. So this is an example of Bharatanatyam.
Such
How
a, I mean, as you're singing itself, there's so much of bhakti that, we can feel. As dancers, I think once we hear good music, we just want to get up and dance. So I can literally feel that, I want to get up and dance and emote to what you're singing.
many times when I'm on stage doing a live concert, sometimes, or even when I attend a dance recital, I also feel like dancing, but sadly I'll have to sing, so I have to be at the orchestra. And I've always told Bharati Akka and all, Akka, I feel like dancing.
So, but I think your voice itself is so melodious and so serene. That itself gets us so connected, even as dancers. See, actually, sometimes it's very difficult for dancers. If the vocalist is so powerful, we have to do justice to the vocalist. That I always tell my students. So you have to really do justice to what the vocalist is singing, because so much of bhavam, so much of efforts, when the vocal or the instrument is playing, as dancers, we should be justifying even your work. So that is something which is a challenge for us as well.
I think it's a
Yes.
two-way process also,
Yes.
because I feel when the dancer gives us that kind of positive and powerful energy and vibration, so we have to cope to that energy. Sometimes when as a vocalist, when we give that vibration, that power, the modulation, and the dancer they are not up to that mark, so it drowns down the whole aura of the dance itself.
Correct. Okay, I have a next very interesting question. As in, I think many of us have this. Why is it different from singing to a kacheri and a dance? Yes, I do understand the number of times or the lines differ, but there are many vocalists who are a little apprehensive to sing for dance, because sometimes they feel that we just have to listen to the dance teacher and sing the number of times. But does it really intrude into your manodharmam or your way of rendering the vocal, or is it that you just have to compromise in your art, so
Okay,
in the vocal?
let me share today my experience, how I feel towards it. Uh, Singing for a vocal recital, for a vocal kacheri, it is your own kacheri, it's your own manodharma. So you can take one sangadi and, of a line and sing it 10 times or 20 times. Nobody is going to ask you any question, and if you want to cut short the other line, it's totally up to you. We have that liberty in singing for a dance kacheri. But when it comes to dance, this is what my gurus taught me. We should always comply to the dancer and the dance teacher and the nattuanar, because you should, as a vocalist, we should not highlight our talent. We should always highlight the dancer's talent. We are supposed to only be a playback. This is what my guru taught me. And what happens is, for dance, you need to show the manodharma in various hand movements. Like for example, I still remember, for my Bharatanatyam Arangetram, I did Roopamu Juchi Varanam. So Roopamu Juchi, that line itself has got 4 variations of hand. So as a dance vocalist, we'll have to sing that 8 times. So because each line Roopamu Juchi Vachi Vachi is that's one, and then Roopamu is another hand. So 4 hands times 2 will be 8 times. Then you 30 matte at the back and you do your upcoming jati and all that. So as a dancer, we have to be bound to the dance choreography. So as such, we cannot argue. It is not ethical for a vocalist to argue that no, I will only sing this much, I will only sing that much. We have to comply to the dancer what the dancer wants us, we have to cater. And live music is so powerful that everything is human factor. When a dancer needs rest, probably they would have wanted to walk at the back and needed that extra time. So as a vocalist, we must be very sharp to either look at the natvanar or look at the dancer and be able to switch the line accordingly, so that the audience shouldn't know, and we just take that line, and then when they are ready we go to the next line. So all these are important things. So that is why singing for dance can be challenging, but it has to have a very quick uh, brain intervention, very fast, to because we have to read the mind of the dancer as well. And in that sense, I'm so fortunate, because being a dancer myself, I'm able to read a little bit of the dancer's mind when I sing. Like a normal vocalist who just only learn Sangeetam and come for dance, who are not a dancer, they might find this a little challenging actually. And that is why some dance teachers are not able, I mean, I'm talking about the scene in Malaysia. Some dance teachers find it difficult to to cover the scene during a dance recital, like Arangetram or something like that. Yeah.
And just a small, if you can actually give us the difference just by singing, is it possible? Like the same song, if you have to do it
Yes,
as a
yes.
full concert,
Um,
and was
yes.
anything, any of your choice.
Okay, can you give me any uh, okay, Devi Niye Tunai. I'm sure
Okay,
you all are quite familiar with
sure, sure.
Devi Niye Tunai. Okay, Devi Niye Tunai, if you sing it as a kacheri, I'll just on the Shruti box 1 minute, Shruti. As a kacheri style, it's like this. தேவி நீயே துணை அம்பதேவி நீயே துணை தென்மதுரை வாழ் மீன லோச்சனி தேவி நீயே துணை தென்மதுரை வாழ் மீனலோ சரி தேவி. So there's a lot of gamagas shaking there. For dance, it will be good if we can minimize the shakings, the brigas, and sing it a bit more contemporarily to suit the dance abhinaya and the bhava. Like தேவி நீயே துணை அம்பதேவி நீயே துணை தென்மதுரை வாழ் மீன லோச்சனி தேவி நீயே துணை தென்மதுரை வாழ் மீன லோச்சனி So when you actually do the ending alap, we as a vocalist, we must be very sensitive to see the movement of the dancer. If the dancer, he or she needs more time to pause or relax, so accordingly we have to look at the mridangist, and or if the mridangist is not able to gauge what we are trying to talk through our eyes, we should just prolong the alap for another cycle or avardhanam, so that it's easy to finish, so the dancer is settled before we go to the anupallavi.
Okay, there is a question from the chat box from Lavanya. Lavanya is also one of the ICDA coordinators.
Hello.
Yes, should a dancer learn Carnatic music from a teacher who sings for dance?
That will be absolutely amazing, because a very good question. Actually, every dance student should learn Carnatic vocals, especially for Talam, because we use Adi, Rupakam, and all the Panchanadais and all that, the Gadis, the Vedas. So, if a dancer, a dance student can be able to actually put talam, and if not able to sing, at least the Trikala Jadis, the Jadis for Jadiswaram, the Korves, it will be absolutely amazing.
So true, because even when I teach my students, first thing what we do is I teach them Ekatalam only, but ask them to keep reciting adus to the Ekatalam. So they know the pace, the laya, otherwise even to register the sense of rhythm becomes quite a challenge for the beginners too. Okay, moving on, we know that you not only sing for Bharatanatyam, you sing for Kuchipudi, you sing for Mohiniyattam, you also learned Hindustani. So how was it to adapt? Because Bharatanatyam, at least as a Carnatic vocalist, singing for Bharatanatyam, somewhere it can go hand in hand. Mohiniyattam also is Carnatic music, but then you need to probably drag a lot. And how would you adapt to it? And maybe if you can demonstrate each of it with some, just a small glimpse would be wonderful for us to listen as well.
Hold on, I will. Okay, Mohiniyattam, singing for Mohiniyattam has been the biggest challenge for me, because you have to really sing it very, 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 very slow. So the amount of veries I've put there, I had to become very patient to actually do that. So but it's a very, very beautiful uh, art form, which has taught me to, as a vocalist, how to vilambit kala, that means the very slow kala, the slow speed, how do you actually connect, and how do you sing accordingly, without being in a very subtle way. So Mohini Attam, the word Mohini itself is supposed to portray beauty, lasya, gracefulness, with very slow movements. So I'll just there are few songs on Mohiniyattam, mostly on Guruvayur Krishna, mostly on Krishna, but there is something like Jadiswaram or a Pushpanjali. It's called Chollu Kettu, Chollu Kettu. So, for example, in Bharatanatyam they have Mallari or Pushpanjali, like you can have Tarita Jam Tajam Tarita. That's for Bharatanatyam, but the speed is quite average speed. But for Chollu Kettu and all, you have to sing it in a very, 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 very slow paced. So I'll just demonstrate, and they go on singing that for a couple of times, and immediately the raga changes completely. They don't wait for the musicians to change the raga to go into a sloka or something like Bharatanatyam. It immediately transfers. So I'll just show an example and explain how the Sangadis are supposed to be sung in that sense. This one is a Chollukettu in Amrita Varshini raga, but as soon as the Chollukettu, their movements are finished, it goes directly to Lalita for a sloka. Okay. Tadi tadhana jhono dimi tajano tadim takanaka tadim tadim tadhana jhono dimi tajano tadim takanakatadim. So when the Mohiniyattam has a lot of head movements like that, so at that point as a vocalist we can't sing tadim, we have to sing ta. That slight sangati has to be there to show the head movement. Tadim tak Jonathan Dimita. So they follow the vocalist brigas where is concerned, and immediately it goes to a different speed. Pranamamyaham Shri Gauripate, Pranamamyaham Shri Gauripate, Sakala Vidya Pradhayini Devi, Sakala Vidya Pradhayini Devi, Tadi tak jano tadimi takita tadi. So there is no change from the musician or the pakavatyam. The vocal itself has to do that changes. So which means the vocalist has to be very alert in their participation to sing accordingly to the dancer's movement. So that is the highlight of singing for Mohini Attam. We have to follow their head movements, and even they do all this kind of movement. So the tadi, you have to show that rainbow or that curve in the voice. All that is very important. Kuchipudi is very similar to Bharatanatyam. Uh, 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 there's not much of difference actually. It's just that the language is a bit challenging for me because it's Telugu. So most of it is in Telugu. So we have to get the lyrics clearly. But most of Kuchipudi Jadis are more. They have their own style, which I'm so sorry. I'm not able to say the Jadi because I didn't learn Kuchipudi proper. I only sung for it. But Kuchipudi, they have similar items to Bharatanatyam. Like I've sung Natesha Kautam for Kuchipudi, and it's very beautiful, but it's a little bit different. Like for example, for Bharatanatyam we do Dim dim taka dimi taka dirigudu tarigudu tadimi takita kinda taka tadim dim ta tadavana muni gana, all that. For Kuchipudi they emphasize on the jadi. So dim taka dimi takita dirigudu tarigudu tadimi takita kinda tak tadim tadim tat. So there's a little bit of variations here and there, and then the ragam is a little different. I mean, same Hamsadvani, but we do for Bharatanatyam Tadavana Muni Gana Sakala Sura Jannuta Pada Kinkini Jam. But for Kuchipudi, Tadavana Muni Gana Sakala Sura Jannuta Pada Kinkini Jam. So it's just a little bit of variation, but not that difference. That it's still similar, but they focus a lot on their jadis actually. So whatever jadis we do for Bharatanatyam in Natesha Kavitvam is a little bit enhanced in Kuchipudi. And of course, as everyone knows, in Kuchipudi there is this item called Tarangam. So for Tarangam, no, it's not much of a difference to sing. It's just that just like how when we do a vocal kacheri, there's this part called Neraval, where you take one line and you variate it with different sangadis. Similarly for Tarangam, you take one line from the dancer takes one particular line from the Sharanam of the song or the Kriti, and they put their tray, they dance with the tray and with the kudam and all that. And but of course before they do that, they do the namaskaram to the Sabha, they do the namaskaram to the Guru, and also to the whatever, if they are holding the tray or the kudam, they will namaskaram to it. Only after that they will go on the tray or they will put it on the head. So when they are done with that, until then as a vocalist we should just sing that line. In different sangadis we can also take a break and the musicians can also play, but not too long, because we are supposed to actually continue to sing, and we are also giving them the energy and the charge to when they are doing that tarangam part, which is very challenging actually. So that is the beauty of being in a Kuchipudi recital. The exciting part about Kuchipudi is Tarangam. But I would like to highlight something here, which I notice. I'm not sure if it's happening all over the world, but from my experience being in Malaysia, there are some Bharatanatyam gurus who actually use these trays and pots and all, and they do Bharatanatyam items on top of this uh, you know equipments, which I think they are trying to fuse Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. But with all due respect, in my view, I feel it is not right, because we should learn to preserve Bharatanatyam as Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi as Kuchipudi, and not mix if we are going traditional path. Because I'm sure there's a lot of fusion groups and all that doesn't matter, you can even be contemporarized. But I just feel that this is my humble word of out of respect, that I think we should not mix two things when we are not sure of it.
No, I think more than fusion, it is more of adaptation, because I see the younger generation these days, they want to explore everything. They want to learn the movement of Odissi, they want to learn Tarankam, they also want to learn Karanas. See, like for example, I teach Kalakshetra style, but my own students, they are so fascinated about learning the Bharatanatyam
Okay.
of what Padma Subramaniam
Yes.
Kadu does. And so they want to learn that. So what happens in the process, finally, probably when they come, they want to learn, when they learn bits and they include it, it gets a different, shape in itself. Probably we cannot call it Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi. It is just a fusion. I mean, not fusion, maybe a culmination of all the classical dances together. Like, sometimes we do, even in colleges, many, they do this contemporary theme they pick and they introduce different classical styles.
Yes.
So, like how you said, when somebody is learning, we can learn one style properly, understand what the other style is, and not jumble it up. So that way the beauty of it kind of retains. And before we go on to the questions of the audience, yes, Lavanya, that Tambalam dance is known as the Tarangam.
Tarangam, yes.
Okay. I think she has some explanation. We'll just come back to you. She's saying something else. We'll just finish this last question and I'll leave it open to the participants. About your artistic work, your own compositions. I know you're into a lot of music compositions as well on your own. A brief about what you have composed, something where as artists who are here, because we always look for new kind of music, new compositions, new thought process, not only taking old composers like Purandardas or Dikshikar Kritis, something of your work which is open for artists like us. So if you can give us a brief about your work as well.
I have done a few years ago. I've for a Malaysian dancers. Her name is Kamini Manikam. She's an amazing dancer here in Malaysia. So she wanted to do an artistic work with Bharatanatyam, but using the elements of all the races who are here in Malaysia, mainly the Malays, the Chinese, and she wanted to do a Tillana, a medley of Tillana based on the main religions of Malaysia. So we had to use the Hinduism, Islam, which is Muslim, Buddhism, Christianity, and of course for the Punjabis, the sick. So we had to come up with a medley of Tillana with Sharanams, all short ones. So this was a challenge for me, whereby I had to take time to do a research and move with these races to know about the spiritual lineage of them, their religion, and what kind of music, what kind of instruments they use, and then what are the ragas which can blend with their work. And so it took some time, and of course you have to be spiritually inclined also to do this kind of composition. And for all those Malaysians who are in this session today, I'm sure you all would have remembered that one part of time in our there was so much of commotion by the Islamic authorities saying that non Islamic people were not allowed to use the word Allah or God. So it was a big challenge, because Quran verses have a lot of the words of Allah. So I had to change the word Allah and use it in Malay language, so that it pattum padama is like we don't touch that, but you're actually touching that towards Islamic religion. And also for Buddhism, I used the ragam Mohanam, and I had to modulate my voice to sing like a Chinese person, and I had to learn the Mandarin language to sing the Sharanam for that. It is on YouTube. So maybe after the session I can share it with you, and you can put it in the group.
Sure. Would you remember any parts of it that you can just recite? We can just end the interaction here and leave it open to the participants with your song.
I can't remember offhand, but okay, I remember the Buddhism Tillana medley which I did. It's in Mohanam. Deepta deeptanam tananam dherena deeptananam terenam deepta deeptananam tananam dherena deeptananam tananam. Om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, deemta deemta nananum tananum, deemta deemta nananum. So that was in Mohanam. For Muslim Islamic, I did it in Chakravaham, and with Maya Malwa Gaule, but we had to use Malay words like Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, a very Islamic kind of tone. So we had a keyboardist who could enhance those thing. And of course for Sikh, I did it in Chandrakant. Ta ta jham derena derena ta jham ta tanam ta sagamadani ta ta jham derena derena Satnam Sri Vahe Guru Satnam Shri Vahe Guru Satnam Shri Vahe Guru, something like that.
You are like a treasure house of knowledge. Oh my God. I think we're all just going to come back to you. You will have to block your dates. At least I know that I'm going to get back to you for composing for now.
Thank you.
I'm so happy. Let us just stop here. I think once we start talking, we
Yes.
just don't realize the time. I shall leave the forum open for the participants. Maybe we can start with Lavanya. She has quite a bit of questions. Let me mute you all again and just so that you can all unmute yourselves. Yeah, the forum is open. Lavanya, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Saranya. First of all, thank you, Saranya, for arranging such a wonderful session, and thank you, Bharati also, for initiating this. It's very excellent listening to you, ma'am. No doubts about it. Just that my question was more towards should a dancer learn from a Carnatic teacher who sings for Bharatanatyam, or she can pick any Carnatic teacher to learn the basics and advance later?
You can unmute yourself. Are you able to unmute? I have given you the access to unmute.
Did you hear me, Charanya?
Yes, we heard you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I
Okay.
had a little bit of issue with the mouse. Sorry. Okay. No, ma'am. You can actually learn from any qualified Carnatic vocal teacher because as a dancer you learn thalams. So the same thalams are there in the Carnatic music system. So you can, it does not necessarily you have to learn from somebody who's away from dance. You can learn from a Carnatic vocal instructor itself. Doesn't matter whether it's a male or female, but they will teach the different thalams in the Carnatic system.
My voice is this bad, so will I be able to sing? But still, I go for class, and everybody has to keep cotton balls on their ears.
Any other question?
How much of a voice should be important for a dance, for singing?
Voice is
Should it be as sweet as yours?
Voice is always something which a vocalist needs to take care of, but then again I always believe five fingers are not the same. Different body anatomies have different way. Like I love to drink ice water, so when I don't have big major programs I still drink Coke and Pepsi. But when I have a major dance production I'm a bit worried, so I don't. But I totally stay away from ice cream, right? Ice cream is really bad. Spicy food you should minimize, but once in a while it's okay. Just learn to enjoy living your life, but you have to have just a little bit of balance here and there.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other question? I think we have from Tanjavur. I'm not able to really read your.
This is Anuradha.
Hi Anu.
Hi.
How are you?
Very good. Very proud to see you here and very happy for you. Before I state a point that, that you said, I quote and unquote, really admire the way you said singing for Natyam is different, singing for Kacheri is different. That is something that, seriously should be appreciated and understood by everybody. Yeah, you see, singing for Natyam has got a lot of nuances, rumba restrictions irukku. Adella compromise pannikittu sit on the stage and you're actually some sort of a dubbing artist for the dancer. You see? So being a performer yourself and being, a person who has completed Arangetram, for you to compromise so much and sit there and enhance the kacheri, that's the mentality of a true artist.
Thank you.
And to everyone, who's watching this, apart from being an artist, Bhavani is a wonderful soul, beautiful person to, to work with. We have worked even over here in India. We've worked together. Thank you so much for the organizers who have arranged this session. She deserves a lot.
Thank you. I would like to highlight Anuradha is our Malaysian baby. So, and I must highlight this. Anu and her husband Swaminathan Anna, we have performed for in Chidambaram with them, and I would love to tell all of you present here that Swaminathan Anna is he's an amazing mridangist, and it's very rare for vocalists like us to get a pakka mridangist like him. And when we are singing all the time, we want to say sabash bale, and we forget our lines. ஸோ அண்ணா ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி. உங்க வாசிப்பு அது ஒரு பெரிய பொக்கிஷம் எங்களுக்கெல்லாம். ரொம்ப ரொம்ப நன்றி.
அதாவது இப்ப நீங்க சொன்னதுல ஒன்னும் எப்படின்னா அதை நம்ம உணரணும். பரதநாட்டியத்துக்கு தான் மிருதங்கம், பரதநாட்டியத்துக்கு தான் பாட்டு. ஸோ இப்ப நீங்க அதை நம்ம புரிஞ்சதுனால நம்ம அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்றோம். ஏன்னா எந்த இடத்துல பாடணும், எந்த இடத்துல எப்படி பாடணும் நாட்டியத்துக்கு. ஏன்னா இது பாட்டு கச்சேரி கிடையாது, பாட்டு கச்சேரி கிடையாது. ஸோ அப்படி நீங்க பாடும்போது அந்த இடத்துல அது ஆப்டா இருக்கும்போது அதை அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணி தானே ஆகணும். அதை அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். அதை நான் இதா செய்யல. அந்த 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 ஒரு வர்ணமா இருக்கலாம், ஒரு சாகித்யம், அந்த இடத்துல நீங்க ஆப்டா பாடி இருப்பீங்க. ஏன்னா அந்த பாட்டு அந்த அபிநயத்தை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிடக்கூடாது. அந்த அபிநயத்தை, அது டான்ஸை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணிடக்கூடாது. அதுதான் மெயின். இப்ப நீங்க சொன்ன சப்ஜெக்டும் கச்சேரி பாடுறது வேற, டான்ஸுக்கு பாடுறது வேற. இப்ப டான்ஸ்லயும் இப்ப மனோதர்மம்லாம் இருக்கு, சஞ்சாரி பாடுறாங்க. சஞ்சாரியில அந்த சாகித்யத்துல சஞ்சாரி எப்படி பாடணும்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கு. கச்சேரியில சஞ்சாரி மனோதர்மம் பாடுவாங்க, நிரவல் பாடுவாங்க. நிரவல் பாடும்போது அது அவங்க இஷ்டம். அதுலயும் என்ன, பதம் எப்படி பிரிக்கணும், எங்க பதம் பிரிச்சா அந்த பொருள் கெட்டு போகாம இருக்கணுங்கிற ஒரு கால்குலேஷன்ல பிரிப்பாங்க. அதே மாதிரி இப்ப நாட்டியத்திலயும் நம்ம எங்க பதம் பிரிச்சு எப்படி அந்த சஞ்சாரி பாடணும், அதுதான் நாட்டியத்துல நமக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்டான இது. நீங்க அதை கரெக்டா செய்வீங்க, செஞ்சிருக்கிறீங்க. அதனால அந்த அப்ரிசியேஷன். தேங்க்யூ, தேங்க்யூ so much.
Thank you, Bhavani. Hope to see you soon in India again.
Yes, hopefully. I'm missing India actually.
Thank you. Do you have any other question by any other participants? Okay, Bharati Akka, would you like to say something?
Yeah. Hi, Bhavani.
Hello,
and thank you so much, Charanya, hosting that event. Was superb. And this credit also goes to our another coordinator, Lavanya, who has given the idea. When I was talking about Bhavani with suddenly struck, she said we should ask her to give her a talk. Since she is a dancer and she's a vocalist, we should arrange one. And here comes with the appointment, and after a long scheduling for the slots, I'm very happy. And I was surprised and happy also that Anu ma'am also was here with Swaminathan sir. And most of these participation from my students also here, definitely they are going to, they really enjoyed the session. I think they will get a lot of benefits from your words. Every single items and slots that you shared, very nice, very good, and very effective. I know there's one of my vocal student also here. She's also going to do arangetram for her vocal soon. So avungalukkum idu romba useful ah irukkum nenikiren in the session. Thank you, Bhavani. Thank you, Charanya.
Thank you, Akka. I think we have a question from Ms. Srimati Jyoti. You may unmute yourself and Ms.
Namaste, everybody. Many thanks to you, Charanya, for coming up with this beautiful session today. And just now I got to know that my friend Lavanya is also instrumental in making this possible. So huge thanks to you too. And Bhavani ji, what do I tell you? I don't know. my mother was my guru, and she was an All India radio artist, a very good singer. Sadly she's no more. She would always say, நாம தொண்டையில வருத்த வேண்டிய மூமெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் தொண்டையில தான் வரணும், அது முகத்துல வரக்கூடாதும்பா எங்க அம்மா எப்போதும். அந்த வேவரிங் அந்த குவரிங் எல்லாம் மூஞ்சில எல்லாம் காமிச்சு கண்ணெல்லாம் எப்படி எல்லாமோ பண்ணி அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் பாடக்கூடாது. So when I heard you say that, I went back to my childhood days, and I'm listening to this for the first time after so many years, that a person is really, and a person with a great expanse of experience like you say this, that it is extremely important to render the song in a way that the dancer is able to do the emotions, show the expressions in that beautiful way without overdoing the part of the singer. Beautifully said, ma'am. Excellent. I don't think anything else can put it more in place. And just one thing I wanted to know from you, the nuances or the subtle brigas that you said, which we need to give when a person is doing a Bharatanatyam genre of dance. How did you manage to learn that? You learned it on your own, or you had gone to a guru to help you through that? How was it?
In Sangeetham itself, no guru teaches us how to do a Neraval or a Alabana or a Karpana Swaraliya. So similarly, for or maybe the advantage is because I am a dancer, or I was a dancer. I've stopped dancing now, sadly. But so the movement of the dance, the nirta part or whatever. So I on my own I started experimenting on the sangadis, the brigas, not too much, because I always believe in this, that when as a vocalist we should always cater, we are the voice and the soul of the dancer, whether it's a male or a female, no gender. So we must not overdo the sangadi. At the same time, how we could enhance that, even if it's a small part, like for example, chinnanchiru kiliye kannamma, that kannamma, if she's holding the child like that, to go and go, so you can kannamma, all this I tried on stage and I didn't get slapped for, so I thought, okay, we can work on this, and so that's how small things I adapted and created my own style for singing, which has been well adapted. And at the end of the day, I always surrender to the spiritual and universal energy. They help a lot when we are in silence.
Wonderful.
So that's how this has been
One
cultivated.
more point, please. Just one more. It's a great pain that I'm saying this. I often get to hear students of music or dance. They say, உன்னே பாட வைக்கிறாளே, உன்னே பண்ண வைக்கிறாளே, இது எவ்வளவு போரிங்கா இருக்கு. And I don't understand why this generation is in such a big hurry to master things which take, and they rather, I would say, not take, they demand their time to go to that perfect level. I don't know what hurry this generation is in. பாட்டெல்லாம் இன்னைக்கு பாட்டு கத்துக்க ஆரம்பிச்ச உடனே 6 மாசத்தை கச்சேரி பண்ண நினைச்சதாங்க, நடக்காத காரியம் அது.
6 மாசம் சொன்னீங்க, அது பெரிய விஷயம். இங்க மலேசியால 3 மாசத்திலேயே மேடையில ஏறதுக்கு ஆசைப்படுறா.
ஆசைப்படலாமா? ஆசைப்படுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நானும் இன்னைக்கு ஐஸ்வர்யா ராய் மாதிரியா இருக்கணும் பாக்குறதுக்கு ஆசைப்படலாம். ஆனா முடியுமா? அது நினைச்சுக்கணும் இல்லையா? My question to you is, when you are faced with such kind of such questions and all, how do you deal with it?
I smile. I take a deep breath, like Shaba vandutangaya, like that. But then after that I get into my serious mode, and I just tell them very nicely, this is how it should be, this is how it should be. Like for example, I would like to share with all of you all this thing. As a vocalist, when we sing for a dance program, a dance repertoire, whether it's in Tamil or Bengali or Hindi or Malayalam or any other Bhojpuri or whatever language, I believe the dancer and the vocalist should take some trouble to at least know a general meaning of what the dancer is dancing and what the singer is singing. Only then we could relate the bhava, the vibration, because like I said earlier, it's a two-way connection, ma. So then we could connect and it will reach the audience. So this is one of the examples of some funny questions which had come to me. How do I sing? How do I, you can speak Bengali, you can speak Bhojpuri. I said no, I don't. Then how is it you sing so well? So because we take the trouble as a sadhana, as an endeavor to learn and master the song's meaning. Even in Kacheri, I am not a Telugu, I don't know Telugu, but at least Tyagaraja Kridis or whatever, we must know a general meaning of what was the emotion which Tyagaraja Swamigal did when he sang for Lord Rama. So based on that, we can bring out the bhakti, the expression and the emotion. So similarly, this is what I would like to highlight to every one of y'all who are here, to probably in future, whether it's in Tamil or what, to know a general meaning, if not word to word meaning, in order to cultivate and bring out the emotions when we are dancing or singing.
Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you with a long and healthy, beautiful, wonderful musical life.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.
There was such a nice, wonderful set of questions. I think many of the teachers are still thinking, how do we tell the students to give some time for themselves? The question still lingers on as gurus, whether it's a dance teacher or a vocal teacher or a mridangam teacher. I think time is what we need to ask them, to be patient to our own students, to tell them, just do your own sadhana and practice. You will come or flourish at the time when it has to be. So probably that is something, it's not the younger generation, it's probably even the parents of the children who also need to be patient, just not the children, is what I feel at many times. I talk to the parents more than the students. Students say it is boring, I don't want to do this, I want to do Bollywood, I want to do Kollywood, cinema patter. But yes, I do tell them, you can do the film songs, but your base should be your classical. Sustain your classical, the film song will almost follow through you. So that really helps. Yes, Ms. Jyoti.
Charanya, you brought up a very, very pertinent point. I was actually coming to that, but then Bhavani ji was answering. I did not want to interrupt her.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Sometimes, more often than not, no, please don't say sorry. No, please. I asked you the question. That's why you answered. No, please don't say sorry, ma. More often than not, I find is that the parents are more overambitious than the kids, and they want their children to do everything possible in a nutshell, and the pressure is too much on the kids also. I sometimes I feel very bad as to what is happening and the way things are going about. But then I feel like what you said, there is nothing but we can just request them to be patient and probably counsel them towards it. Nothing more we can do as teachers.
True.
Even our human abilities, that's only what we can do.
So true. Yeah. Yes, Miss Amu, you can unmute and Amu Shiva.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Vanakkam, ma'am.
Vanakkam, ma. Vanakkam.
I really thanks to Charanya ma'am and Lavanya ma'am to give such a great session. Every time they are giving ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்படுத்துறாங்க ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும். So I really thanks to you. Ma'am, actually I have one question. My friend also finished MPhil in music. She always telling that dance கத்துக்கிறவா தான் வந்து மியூசிக் கத்துக்கணும். It's need for music for only dance who are learning dance students. But that's no need for music students. Music படிச்சவாளுக்கு டான்ஸ் படிக்கணும்ன்ற அவசியம் இல்லை அப்படின்னு ஒரு இது வந்துகிட்டே தான் இருக்கு இப்போ வரைக்குமே. வாட் யூ ஆர் திங்கிங் அபவுட் தட் மேம்? இப்போ வந்து அரங்கேற்றத்தில் பாடுறச்ச how they feel, no? Because without knowing Bharatanatyam, okay, whatever it is, that dance and all, how they will sing, that expressions will come, no? So that's my very big question, ma'am. That's I wanted to ask you.
Actually, ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு டான்ஸர், ஒரு டான்ஸ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து இஃப் he or she were to learn சங்கீதம், அந்த சங்கீதத்திலே அந்த பாடாந்திரத்தில் தாளம்னு ஒரு சப்ஜெக்ட் இருக்கும். ஸோ when you learn தாளம், you will ஜதி பண்ணுறப்போ அந்த அழுத்தம் இருக்கும். எத்தனை மாத்திரா, எத்தனை கோர்வையில் எவ்வளோ பாஸ் பண்ணணும், ஆதி தாளம் எப்படி பண்றது, மிஸ்ர சாப்பு எப்படி பண்றது. மிஸ்ர சாப்பு இஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் difficult talam which every kutti dance, I will say kutti because when they learn shabdam takkitta takka dimmi, அது எப்படி அந்த தக்கிட்ட 1 2 3 1 2 3 5 எப்படி ரைட் லெக்லயும் லெஃப்ட் லெக்ல பண்ற, all that is important. ஸோ சங்கீதம் கத்துக்கிட்டா இது ரொம்ப சர்வ சாதாரணமா இது வரும். And also when you learn Sangeetam, you are introduced to ragams இல்லையா, இது சக்கரவாகம், இது நாட்டை. ஸோ நாட்டையில் மல்லாரி இருக்கும், புஷ்பாஞ்சலி இருக்கும். ஸோ ஓ ஆமாம் நான் இது கிளாஸில் படித்தேன். ஸோ they'll be able to adapt to the ragam and they will know the ragam. So that's the advantage of learning Carnatic music. So it's easy because it tallies with the dance for Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi and Mohiniyattam, whatever. Even in Odissi also, even in Hindustani music now, the Hindustani music system is borrowing a lot of ragas from our Carnatic system. Like Pandit Ravi Shankar ji took Simendra Madhyamam from our South Indian music and adapted in his sitar. And now Ustad Rashid Khan is singing Saraswati. சரஸ்வதி ராகம் வந்து நான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் பாடுறேன் கர்நாட்டிக்ல. பட் அது ஹிந்துஸ்தானியில் எப்படி பாடுவாருன்னு நான் அதையும் காட்டிடுறேன். சரி மாப்ப தச சனி த பமரி ச ததர This one is Carnatic system. இதே சரஸ்வதி நம்ம பெருமையா இருக்கணும். சவுத் இந்தியன் சிஸ்டம்ல Ustad Rashid Khan has adapted this and he has sung it in Hindustani style. This is Hindustani, but the essence of the raga is still there, illiya. So it's something very beautiful, which now there is a culmination between the Carnatic music system and the Hindustani music system. And now even in Bharatanatyam, there's a lot of folk deshadi items and Hindustani tune items which are already coming to Bharatanatyam. So it will be great if a student or a dancer pick up something from Carnatic music, because Carnatic music is so powerful. I always believe a Carnatic vocalist can sing R&B, Western, Hindustani, Oriental, anything. But a Western singer cannot necessarily sing Carnatic music, and this has been proven in the Telugu movie Shankara Bharanam Illiya.
Yes.
Please go back and watch that. You will see that the shaking is totally different in Carnatic music system and Hindustani also. So please, wherever you can learn Carnatic music, please learn, and it will help in our traditional dance genres.
I think time, I'm really not even looking at the clock. It's like, oh God, it is already 1 hour. So I somehow, I just feel like just listening to your rendition. It is so soulful. I'm sure all of them are present here will second what I'm saying. So soulful, really reaches our heart when you're singing. And the experimentations that you've been doing, the thought process into whether it's presenting for Mohiniyattam or Kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam or even the Hindustani style to the rendition and bringing a culmination of both classical and Hindustani. It was such a beautiful session for us today. At least on a very personal note, please let me know when you're coming to India. I'm surely going to call you down to Pune. In all your busy schedule, I'm just going to make you come down here, and I don't know what the session is going to be, but we will surely have either a workshop or probably we can have a small performance with you here. So whenever you come down to Pune, it's open invitation already. Please let me know.
Thank you.
Looking to collaborate with you, and from ICDA as part of the coordinators and the members of ICDA, a humble thanks to you for presenting such a beautiful evening today to all of us. And it was a wonderful session. Thank you, Bharti Akka, for all the introduction and the initial interaction that we had to have about how to go about the session. I'm sure at least we were happy the way we had planned that this session has gone in. I shall post the video soon, maybe in a day or two, for the rest of the members who were not here today for various reasons. And thank you so much to all the participants who very eagerly participated in asking questions as well. Namaskaram, have a Shubharatri. Good afternoon, good morning for the people in USA. Have a wonderful day and weekend ahead. Namaste to all of you. Thank you so much.